dear students, welcome back to day 86 of 99% in 99 days, and today I am going to discuss the solutions of sample paper 9. Okay, so I will be taking the solutions of chemistry. Let's get started with the question pattern. So you can see here there will be 8 1 marker questions, in which 7 MCQs and 1 assertion and reason based question. 2 marker you will have 1 question, 3 marker 2 questions, 5 marker 1 question, and 4 marker also 1 question. Okay, so let us see the questions here quickly. So the first question is, solid calcium oxide reacts vigorously into water to form calcium hydroxide accompanied by the liberation of heat. From the information given below, it may be concluded that this reaction, so you can see that liberated heat is there. Okay, liberation of heat is there, that means it must be exothermic. Okay, so we can eliminate endothermic option. This is also endothermic, we can eliminate. Next, it forms calcium hydroxide, which is a base, so pH will be more than 7. Okay, is exothermic and pH of the solution formed is more than 7. Both of these options can be, okay, so this is endothermic, we can eliminate. Sorry, exothermic, pH of the solution formed is 7. No, it has to be more than 7. So option number D is the correct answer for this question. Next, juice of tamarind turns blue litmus to red. It is because of the presence of an acid called as. So in tamarind, what acid that is present? So it is your tartaric acid, option number C. Okay. Next, select from the following a process in which a combination reaction is involved. Black and white photography, burning of coal, burning of methane, and digestion of food. So if you see, in the burning of coal or in the burning of methane, there is carbon dioxide and water is produced. Okay, but if you see in case of black and white photography, silver bromide is produced. How do we get that? By the addition of Ag and Br. Right? Select from the following a process in which the combination reaction is involved. So if you see black and white photography, burning of coal, if I see this particular reaction, you will get C plus O2 gives you CO2, right? So this is what is a combination reaction. Option number B is the correct answer here. Okay. Next, the oxide which can react with HCl as well as with KOH, means they are asking about this, it can react with an acid as well as with a base. So it has to be an amphoteric oxide, which is aluminium oxide, that is option number B. Next question, consider the following cases: calcium sulfate plus aluminium, copper sulfate plus calcium, ferrous sulfate for copper, zinc sulfate plus magnesium. The cases in which the new product will form are. So what happens here is, see, you have like copper. Okay, copper is less reactive than iron, so copper cannot displace iron. So C cannot be the answer. So we can eliminate those options in which C is there. Now if you see here, aluminium is also like less reactive than calcium, so this can also not happen. So we can eliminate A option as well. So we have B and D, that is option number D. Magnesium is more reactive than zinc, definitely. So what you will get? Magnesium sulfate will form. Okay, and similarly calcium is more reactive here, so we will get calcium sulfate. Okay, so option number D is the correct answer. Identify the correct statement about the following. Okay, so here you can see H2S to H2O, oxygen S is removed and oxygen is added, or addition of oxygen has taken place, so this is oxidation. SO2S, oxygen is removed, so it is reduction. So we can say that H2S is undergoing oxidation, so it is a reducing agent, and SO2 is undergoing reduction, so it is an oxidizing agent. Okay, so H2S is a reducing, H2S is reduced to sulfur. Yes, this statement is correct. H2S is oxidizing agent. No, this statement is wrong. SO2 is oxidizing agent and H2S is reducing agent. Yes, this statement is also correct. SO2 is oxidized to sulfur. No. So the correct statement, both B and C is correct, but most preferable answer will be C here. Okay. Next, consider the following statement about the homologous series of carbon compounds. All the succeeding members differ by CH2 unit. Yes, that is correct. Melting point and boiling point increases with the increasing molecular mass. Yes, that is also correct. The difference in molecular masses between the two successive members is 16U. No, it is 14U. So this statement is incorrect. Now C2H2 and C2H4 are not successive members of alkyne series. Yes, this is also correct. So the correct statements are A, B, okay, and D, but A, B, D option is not there. So we'll select the most correct answer, that is A and B. Okay. Okay, next question number assertion reason 17. Different metals have different reactivities with water and dilute acids. Extraction of a metal from its ore depends on its positions in the reactivity series. Yes, both the statements are correct, but this is not the explanation. So I can say the correct answer here will be the, okay, extraction. So here it is like R is not the correct explanation. Okay, so option number B is the correct answer for this question. Next, if I do the next question, no precipitation reaction can occur without the exchange of ions between the two reactants. Justify this statement giving a balanced chemical equation for the reaction. Okay, you have to write an equation for precipitation reaction. Next, give one example of each differentiate between a displacement reaction and a double displacement reaction. Okay, so you have to give an example for both. Let's see the answer here. Now see, a precipitation reaction occurs when two ionic solutions are mixed and an insoluble compound is formed due to the exchange of ions. So example here is given, barium sulfate plus Na2SO4. Exchange of ions will take place, chlorine will react with sulfur and Na will react with chlorine, will get this product. In this reaction, barium and sulfate ions combine to form insoluble barium sulfate. Okay, that's the first part. Next, about displacement and double displacement, a more reactive element displaces a less reactive element from its compound. That is your displacement reaction. You can see zinc plus copper sulfate will give you zinc sulfate plus copper. Now double displacement reaction, two ionic compounds exchange their ions to form new compounds. Okay, so you can see here Ag is forming bond with Cl and Na is forming bond with NO3. So you will get this compound. Okay. Next 3-marker question. It is observed that calcium on reaction with water floats on its surface. Explain why it happens. So we all know hydrogen gas will produce, it will carry the metal, so that is why. Write a balanced equation for the reaction that occurs. What happens when the aqueous solution of product of this reaction reacts with carbon dioxide gas? Okay, write a balanced chemical equation for the reaction. Okay, so first of all let us do, so you have calcium on reaction with water floats on the surface. Calcium on reaction with water, okay, gives you calcium hydroxide, okay, plus H2 gas is produced. Okay, so if I just want to balance this one, I can put 2. So this is now balanced, right? Yes. So this hydrogen gas carries this calcium molecule, that is why it gives you bubbles, or it gets sticked to the surface. This is the balanced equation. What happens when the aqueous solution of this one reacts with carbon dioxide gas? So that is your slaked lime, right? Calcium hydroxide, when calcium hydroxide, if it is formed and if it reacts with this one carbon dioxide gas, we get calcium carbonate. Okay, so if I just want to calcium carbonate plus water, okay, so if I just balance this one, I will get, here I have one calcium, carbon, oxygen I have 4, here also I have 4 oxygen, and it is already balanced. Okay, so write the balance. These are the 2 reactions. Okay, so you can write first calcium reacts with water to form calcium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. The hydrogen gas bubbles stick to the surface of calcium, making it float. So balanced equation is this one. Okay, so this is your first part of the question. Now when calcium hydroxide reacts with carbon dioxide, calcium carbonate is formed. Okay, so you have calcium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide, you get calcium carbonate plus water. Okay, so this is your final product. Next we have draw a level diagram to show the electrolytic refining of copper. Very common question. State what happens when electric current is passed through the electrolyte taken in this case. Okay, so if you see the diagram here, okay, so yes, okay, one second. So what happens when I'll just draw the diagram for you. First let me explain the diagram. So you have a solution like this. Okay, you take two copper rods, connect them with a battery. Okay, so this is your positive anode side, this is your cathode side. Okay, and in the electrolyte you take a salt of copper, so you can take copper sulfate solution. So from this one you take impure copper, okay, and this side you take pure copper. So what will happen from here to the solution, you will get copper 2+ ions. Okay, and the copper 2+ ion in the solution will be deposited here. Okay, so you will get the impurities collected here. Okay, so that is what the reaction takes place. How will you write it? So impure copper dissolves into the electrolyte, pure copper deposits on the cathode. Electrolyte acidified copper sulfate solution is taken as the electrolyte, impurities settled as anode mud, while pure carbon is deposited on the cathode. Okay, next 5 marker question we have. One second, did we? Okay, 3 marker 2 questions we have done, and what about 2 marker? Yes. Okay, now moving to 1 5 marker question. Give reason why carbon can neither form C4+ ions or C4- ions but from covalent bonds. So for losing C4 electrons we need high energy, and for accommodating 4 electrons it is not possible with 6 protons, right? Very simple. What is homologous series? You can explain, write the molecular formula of any 2 consecutive members of homologous series of aldehydes. Okay, draw the structure of the molecule of cyclohexane. Okay, this is also a very easy question. Now you can answer this one, that will give you 5 marks, or you can do this one. Name commercially important carbon compound having functional group OH and write its molecular formula. So that is your ethanol. Write chemical equations to show its reaction with sodium metal, excess of sulfuric acid, ethanoic acid, and purified acidified potassium dichromate. Okay, very easy question, both of them. So first of all, this one, a carbon has 4 valence electrons, so losing or gaining of 4 electrons requires a high amount of energy, making these ions energetically unfavorable. That's the first part. What is homologous? Group of compounds with same functional group, and they differ by 1 CH2 group. First, any 2 methods you can write, any 2 example, ethanol and methanol. Okay, next, cyclohexane structure if you want to draw, it is like this. Okay, you have 2 hydrogens attached. Clear? Fine. Now we have what is ethanol? It is the structure, that is ethanol. Reaction with sodium, you will get sodium ethanoate and hydrogen gas. With concentrated sulfuric acid, you will get dehydrated product and water. Then with ethanoic acid, esterification will take place, and then with acidified potassium dichromate, oxidation will take, and ethanol will get converted to ethanoic acid. Next question we have 4 marker. Okay, salts play an important role in our daily life. Sodium chloride, known as common salt, is used in almost every kitchen. Okay, baking soda is another salt used in faster cooking and in baking industry. Identify the acid and base from which sodium chloride is formed. Very simple. What is the? It is a strong salt. So you have NaOH and HCl. Okay, so that is your acid and base. Find the cation and the anion present in calcium sulfate. So we have calcium 2+ and sulfate 2-. Now sodium chloride and washing soda both belong to the same family of salts. Justify the statement. So they both belong to which type of salt, we have to explain. I'll do that answer. Next, find the cation and the anion present in calcium sulfate. Sodium chloride and washing, okay, this is the repeated question, the same question. Okay, so we can see here sodium chloride is made up of acid is HCl and base is NaOH. This will give you marks. Then in calcium sulfate, Ca2 plus and SO4 2 minus. Sodium chloride and washing soda both contain what you can see here, sodium, that is Na plus ions, classifying them in the same family of the salt derived from the strong bases. Okay, they both belong to strong bases salt. Okay, yes, fine. So that's all students, and I hope that you have solved the question paper. If you have any doubt in any question, please comment down. I'll definitely address to it. Thank you for watching and best of luck for your exams.